Wondering what life is really like on Canada's wild and crazy West Coast? This podcast is all about the people, the places, and Vancouver Island time. Together, we'll explore this island paradise, a combination of ocean, city, and country living. We'll meet the fabulous locals such as the Fudge Fairy and the Chicken Lady, who have chosen Victoria and Vancouver Island as their home. And we'll learn what makes this place unique and special to those who live here. And now, your host of Vancouver Island Time, Jane Johnston.
Hi everybody, it's Jane Johnston with the Briar Hill Group at Remax Camosun and host of Vancouver Island Time. And I'm here with Lori Green with Greenway Carpet Cleaning and Microseal Victoria. So we're going to be talking today about the Royal Oak area. So this area is north and west of downtown Victoria. And so tell me, Lori, how long have you lived here?
We've been in the neighborhood for 15 years.
What made you, because this is kind of an area that a lot of people don't know about. It's kind of a shoulder area to different areas. What made you choose this area?
It was based on our business. We used to live in the Glanford area, and we knew how important it was being in the carpet and upholstery cleaning business to be easily accessible to all parts of the Victoria region. And so, but we needed a bigger property because we were growing, and we needed a shop, which we have a shop, to clean area rugs in, and that's why this one came up. It was perfect.
So are you allowed to have commercial properties here in this area?
We're allowed to have businesses, so just, Rob can work in the shop. We can't have employees working in the shop.
So what is there to see and do here in this area? What do you like about this area? Did you have children, or are you?
We have furry children. We used to have 2 dogs and 2 cats. We still have the 2 cats. So, but it was wonderful when the dogs were around because the walking trails around here are spectacular. Saanich does a really good job of keeping them maintained and making them better as the years go on and that sort of thing. So yeah, that's my favorite part.
Where are those trails located?
There's one right behind us on the other side of Colquitts Creek. It's a brand new one that was built along with the new bridge almost 2 years ago now. And they all connect the walkways around here to Lochside Trail and the Galloping Goose are the big one. So really, you don't need to spend a whole lot of time if you're riding your bike or walking, on the road. You can pretty much cross the road and you're back on a path.
Because this is a cul-de-sac, is it not?
Kind of. It's a dead-end road. There's a couple of co-ops at the end of the road, so they have little driveways that go around, but private drives.
So what's the neighborhood like? What are the neighbors like around here?
There's a real mix. There's people like us that no kids but pets, but there's lots of young families as well, and kids playing on the street and having a good time. I love it.
Yeah, street hockey?
No street hockey yet. Just a lot of bicycle riding and maybe some squirt guns and things like that. Cool off with.
So for recreation in this area, what do you, other than walking, what do you do?
I basically just walk and cycle, but there's the Commonwealth Pool is, I'd say, within walking distance. I'd say last time I walked it probably about 25 minutes, or you could take the bus that's at the end of the road and you'd be there in 2 minutes. So you've got the pools and the exercise rooms and all the other jazz there in the library. Yeah, it's mostly the trails that are around, but you're 20 minutes to anywhere in town. So wherever you want to go to do something, whether it's rowing or something like that, it's easily accessible.
So we're just south of Elk Lake and Beaver Lake.
Right. Correct.
So I have a confession to make that when I came to Victoria the very first time in 1995, I came out here to teach. I don't know if people know I used to be a teacher. And anyway, we drove along Wilkinson, and I thought it was the weirdest road because on one side, on the other side, it's all rural, and on this side, it's all residential. So how do you feel about that? Do you, there are farmer stands and stuff along there? What do you think about that?
I love it. It's great. It's because you do feel like you're kind of in the country, and yet, you've got walking 5 minutes to a mall to have, pick up groceries, go to the bank, liquor store, whatever, items you need. So it's pretty neat.
So the other thing that's along Wilkinson is the jail. So do you ever have any breakouts in the jail?
I'm not sure about that, but I lived in Toronto once, and a fellow that I worked with lived right beside a jail, and people would say, "Aren't you worried about that?" And he said, "Why? They're trying to run away."
I used to live beside the prison in Machosen. Same thing. Yeah, they're going to run away, not to the neighboring place.
That's right.
I think it's minimum security anyway, is it not?
I think I'm not sure if it's maximum, but I think it's more than the Machosen one. They don't have, I think Machosen, they have their own townhouses type thing. I don't think this one's like that. I think a lot of people are here waiting to go to their court dates and that sort of thing.
Okay, so maybe medium.
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay, so what about restaurants around here? Where do you go to eat?
There's lots of great restaurants, depending on what you want. If my husband and I are often in our truck out doing estimates and picking up area rugs and doing microscope jobs and that sort of thing, so we're on the run and don't always make time to pack a lunch. So there's a great sushi place right on the corner of Wilkinson and West Saanich. And Rob's favorite thing is pizza. There's a pizza place right beside that. But if you've got time for lunch or for dinner, there's Thai, there's East Indian, there's Med Grill, Fireside Grill. On this side of the highway, and the other side, which isn't that far, you've got Romeo's, Thrifty's with lots of takeout stuff. So yeah, there's lots to choose from.
And I found recently in Broadmead, which is right across the highway, they've got more restaurants in there in that mall now, right?
They do. There's one really nice one that I keep walking by and thinking I really need to go in there. I've heard really good reviews about it, and I'm sorry I can't remember.
The Bistro. And I think there's a nice Thai restaurant in there too, and a Mexico.
There is, yes. Yeah. And I think there's a sushi place now there as well.
Do you find in general, did you grow up in Victoria?
No, I spent most of my childhood and part of my 20s in Ontario, but I was born in Vancouver and lived actually Qualicum Beach for a while, and then off I went to Ontario. So,
how was your transition from Ontario to here? How old were you?
I was 28. Decided that I had been waiting for the right time, and I realized there was never going to be a right time. So I just said, okay, I'm going today, because all my family lived here, or most of my family did. So this was always home to me. That the mountains and the oceans, I just missed that. So I needed to come back here.
You know, it's funny. I came out to do a camp when I was 16. And then when I came out, I had the opportunity to come out and teach from Toronto. So in 1995, and I just arrived and I felt like I was at home.
Completely. Yeah. It's just something about this area and Victoria especially. It's the big city, but with a small town feel. So it's wonderful. After living in Toronto and driving those highways and this is nice.
I recently have had the opportunity to go back to visit my family in Toronto, and it took me 2.5 hours to get to my mom from Brantford.
I know. We used to think nothing of driving 2 hours, and I was in sales at the time, so I would drive from one end of this, the city to, it was all the boroughs and things in between, and I did that all day long, and I get here and it's like 15 minutes, and we complain. I'm complaining now. I shouldn't, but I do.
Yeah, it's funny. I drove an hour and a half to work every day, and now I'm like, I live in Machosen, people are like, you live so far out.
I know, it's silly.
So I always get asked about the traffic. So you're on the road all the time. So what's the traffic like for you? And, they talk about the Colwood crawl. I don't think it's a Colwood crawl. I think it's a Mackenzie and the highway crawl. But so what's your perspective on that?
We avoid going out to the Western communities in the afternoon to do jobs, just because we don't want to get stuck in that one. It's a waste of time. But it's interesting driving around town. We were literally everywhere from, Oak Bay to Gordon Head to downtown James Bay, Vic West, all of, even up the peninsula. And it's kind of a joke that we think we found the safest route where we're not going to hit construction. and we hit construction. So it's good that they're making things better. So I just have to look at it that way.
But it doesn't take long to get anywhere.
No, it doesn't. It just, you just think, here's some more construction and I just want to get to my appointment, but it's fine. It's not that big of a deal.
So I actually just sold a place at North Saanich, and we're going up to do 2 interviews tomorrow, and I'm doing a listing up there, and the people who I'm listing with going, well, I'm glad you're coming up here because, it is far away, which I think it takes me 40 minutes from where I live.
Yeah, from where it's not that far. No. Everything literally is 20 minutes, from central, wherever you are. So you're 20 minutes that way and 20 minutes up to from here up to the North Saanich. So yeah, it's really nothing. Yeah.
So since you're on the road all the time and maybe like me, not quite organized, I don't know. So I may be catching you off. I don't know. But favorite lunch places to eat?
I would say my favorite thing is sushi. So there's the one on the corner up here, but if we're on Shelburne, there's that one across on Cedar Hole Crossroad in Shelburne. And getting in and out of that parking lot with our big truck is interesting. My husband does a great job driving it, but it's a popular place, and the food is awesome. And then if we're downtown, because we never have time to sit and have lunch, so it's sort of grab something and go. So we often go to the pizza place downtown on Wharf Street called The Joint. And it's very good pizza. And they have gluten-free and all those good things if you have issues with those things.
What about, do you ever go to West Shore?
If we go to West Shore, we have to stop at Costco.
Get the free sample?
Pretty much. I might have a hot dog without the bun, and Rob might have the hot dog.
And up in the peninsula, what about the Roost?
I ate there once, but Rob's mom and dad live on Tanner Ridge, so there's always, you have to stop by Mom's for a quick sandwich and a cup of tea. Sometimes I do actually eat out in the Western communities. My sister works out there, so we might go to is it the Green Leaf?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
On Gold Street.
Yes, yeah. Or the Thai place.
Sabai Thai.
Yeah.
Do you know another good place in the Western communities is Dad's Soup and Sangi?
My dad told me about that. Is that over by
It's right beside Sabai Thai now.
Oh, is it? Okay.
So you can, Sabai Thai was originally a Greek restaurant, and they changed it into a Thai restaurant. It's really nice. The Green Leaf, we go there for soup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one of my, number 44, I think, is my favorite dish. Seafood and noodles and veggies. Yeah, it's wonderful.
Yeah, and their children went to school with my children too. So really nice couple who own that place. Okay. In terms of entertainment, what do you do out here, or what do you do in the city? She's like, we don't do very much. I can tell from
that look. We like going downtown, and the nice thing about this location is the bus is right there. So if we both like to have a drink or two when we're out checking out, whether it's the music festivals downtown, we'll jump on the bus and we may take a cab back or take the bus back. So downtown's usually our destination for entertainment.
It's pretty vibrant, eh? Don't you find our downtown, especially in the summer?
It's beautiful. There's so much going on, and just really, sitting at a cafe or something and people watching is fun.
I like going to Milestones right on the harbor. I recently did a video off of there, and just like all the buskers and stuff and the little boats, there's so much activity.
Lots going on down there. Yeah, for sure.
Favorite thing to do in Victoria overall?
I have to say we own a boat that's in Brentwood Bay, so that's in the summertime. That's where I like to be on the water.
And one thing that's unique here compared to any other city, well, maybe Vancouver is the exception, is you can sail all year, right?
Pretty much. We don't, but you could.
Yeah. Okay, well, that concludes our chat about Royal Oak. Was that painful?
It was wonderful. It was fun.
So stay tuned, because we're going to be back with Lori. We're going to be talking about her two businesses. So one's Greenway Carpet Cleaning and the other is Carpet Care. Carpet cleaning, and the other is Microseal Victoria. So we're going to learn about Lori and her business. If you're interested in being a guest on our show, you can fill out the link just below on our website that says Become a Guest, and it's at VancouverIslandTime.com. And you can also check us out on Facebook at Vancouver Island Time. We're also on as a podcast on Stitcher, iTunes, and TuneIn. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back. Take care.
Vancouver Island Time is brought to you by the Briar Hill Group at Remax Camosun Victoria, where we bring local expertise and global presence to your property.
Hi, everybody. It's Jane Johnson with the Briar Hill Group at Remax Camosun and host of Vancouver Island Time. And I'm here with Lori Green of Greenway Carpet Cleaning, as well as Microseal Victoria. Tell us about the cleaning business, first of all. Tell us how'd you get into it, and what is it that you do?
My husband started the business in 1993. He had been working for another carpet cleaning company in town, and he found the chemicals that they were using were quite harsh. So he decided that it was maybe time to start his own company. So he started Greenway Carpet Cleaning. Our last name is Green, and we do it the Green way. And part of that involves chemicals that are not harmful to the environment, to humans, and to animals. So very safe, but also very effective. So we were doing that when it wasn't the in thing to do. It was just the right thing to do.
Did people initially have a resistance to that, thinking that it wouldn't clean as well because it's not a harsh chemical?
We did have that, more so, like you say, in the beginning, but over time we don't. I can't remember the last time I heard that. So because there's so many products out there, but there are certainly lots of products out there that aren't effective still today. So we're always looking for new things, and but we test them before we use them, and pretty much what we've been using for a while works great.
So you clean two types of carpet. You also clean upholstery and stuff like that. How do you do that?
So we have two trucks that have truck mount cleaning systems in them. And we have a technician, Steve, and he's in one truck, and he does most of the in-home cleaning. So that would be wall-to-wall cleaning as well as upholstery. And Rob and I are in the other truck, and we do estimates. We do area rug pickups. We have a shop on our property where Rob hand cleans all of the area rugs, and he's built a system to hang them up for drying. And there's quite the process to clean wool area rugs.
And what's the timeline for getting this stuff done?
For area rugs, we usually say it's 7 to 10 business days, just because it needs to get into the queue and into the system. Like I said, there's quite a bit involved in cleaning area rugs. We need to pre-dust them. If you don't get all that loose soil out, and people don't realize how much those wool rugs hide the dirt. That's why they're so amazing. We need to get that out before we add any cleaning solutions. Otherwise, that's going to turn into mud, and then it's not a very good situation. So once we get all the dust out, then Rob pre-sprays and extracts with cool water, with some keeping it on the acid side, so we don't have any dye bleeds. And then once it's clean, we hand detail fringes, and once that's done, then we hang it to dry and blow dehumidified air at it over up to a 24-hour time frame. So all's good.
Holy smokes, I had no idea.
Yeah, that's the long process. The in-home isn't as much. Customers do the pre-vacuuming and get as much of the little things out of the way as possible. And if there's something they'd like to have us move and clean under, we will, if it's physically possible for one guy to do that. And we pre-spray and extract with our truck mounts.
So I have referred quite a lot of clients to you, but the interesting story was one time I was on Facebook, and my husband thought it would be cool to put, I think it was baking soda in the carpet. And so we got glue. We ended up with glue. And I posted like, oh my God, how do I get this out? And you guys came to my rescue. So do you have types of stains like that? And what's a common way to get rid of them? How do you get rid of these?
The easiest and simplest thing is literally 50-50 vinegar and water. However, if it's something dry that you have spilt, or say for instance on a synthetic carpet, a plant tipped over and there's a bit of soil, if it's wet, wait till it's dry and then vacuum it and then spot it, because if you add water, you're just making that soil turn into mud, and you're going to have a much larger mess on your hands. But vinegar and water 50-50 is pretty safe all the way around.
How often should people clean their carpet?
Depending on their lifestyle, 12 to 18 months. The manufacturers of the carpet, to adhere to their or follow their warranty, whatever you want to call it, it's 12 to 18 months with a certified firm, truck mount extraction, and we are a certified firm through an international organization, and we have truck mounted steam cleaning.
And stairs different than like a living room?
They're just a whole lot of work.
And okay, so I'm assuming then carpets come with a warranty, and so to maintain the warranty, you need to clean them every 12 to 18 months. That's what you're saying?
Correct, yes, with a certified firm, or at least the method of cleaning is steam cleaning or hot water extraction.
Okay, so who are typical clients for you?
I'd say that the majority of people that aren't referrals from our client base through Google, I ask them, how did you find us? And they say, well, I Googled, I wanted earth friendly. They're looking for something that's natural and safe, and whether it's for children and or pets, that's really important to people.
And so what is the situation with pets?
In what way?
Well, I mean, so sometimes they soil the carpets, but also what about safety and with do you have to do anything with your pets when you're cleaning your carpets? Like, should they be out of the house, or?
They should definitely not be walking on the carpet during the cleaning process, and also afterwards, and the same with the people. So if they're small pets, birds or something like that, we suggest putting them in the bathroom and just shutting the door. And yeah, so just keeping them off, children and pets for sure. Okay,
so the other thing is you guys own a different company. It's called Microseal. Tell me about that. So what's special about that company?
Well, Microseal is a pretty amazing product. We discovered it in 2012. Again, Rob was hunting for something earth-friendly and safe, and he came across Microseal and inquired about it. He did lots of research, and it sounded too good to be true. But we said, let's try this product. The reviews online are amazing. It's been around. The product was developed over 40 years ago. It's been used in the aerospace industry, for 40 years, and Boeing uses it on their executive jets to protect their wool carpets and their leather upholstery and headliners and that sort of thing. And they do independent testing every year, and have kept using the product.
So what is too good to be true about it?
It's basically a permanent product. So unlike a floral chemical, and examples of that would be brand names, Scotchgard, 3M, whatever, and those things are what we call coaters, and so they sit on the surface. And carpets do come with those, a lot of them from the manufacturer with it on, but it does wear off and wash away, and you can't see where it's worn off. Whereas Microseal, it'll last at least 8 to 10 cleanings, which with a typical, household, or whether it's carpet or upholstery, it either will need to be replaced at that time, or you're ready to do some renovating.
That's 10 years anyway, right?
Correct.
Okay, so you spray it on?
We do. We are the licensed applicators. We purchased the rights for Vancouver Island, Gulf Islands, and we also service the Lower Mainland.
And so it goes on, I've seen pictures, so it goes on things like upholstery as well as carpets. And what have been the reviews from your clients?
They have great success in cleaning things themselves. so they spill something and it wipes up really easily. We've had some people that have had some red wine disasters on, white carpet or upholstery, and we're able to get it out at least sometimes 100%, sometimes 95%, but it's to the point where only the customer and we know where that disaster had happened. So pretty awesome stuff.
What's the weirdest thing you've had to clean?
The weirdest thing. This is probably a better question for Rob. I do remember him telling me in his early days where he worked for somebody else, and it was around Christmas time, and the lady had this beautiful tree set up, and she said, please be really, really careful of my tree. And it was right beside a railing that looked down over the entranceway and the staircase. And he put his wand down to move something, and the skirt around the Christmas tree got sucked into the wand, and over the Christmas tree went.
I could just see it, just like.
Yeah. So thankfully, knock on wood, things like that haven't happened recently.
Okay, grossest thing?
Oh dear. Well, there's certain things that we've walked away from that you need the hazmat, people for. But a lot of people have pets in this town, and sometimes they get into things they shouldn't, and then it's coming out both ends, and it's not pleasant.
Okay, so I'm wondering, can we do a tour of your shop or see how the microseal works?
Okay, so I'd like to demonstrate how microseal works. I've got a Q-tip, cotton ends. One end has been treated with microseal and the other one has not. So to demonstrate, I'm going to put it in my little shot glass of red wine here.
Oh, that must be the microseal.
I think so. And then the non.
Holy smokes, what a difference.
Yeah. So then I'll take a new paper towel, give each end a squeeze, and that's what we have left. And if there was a bit on the microseal, I'd just dip it in some water, both ends, give another squeeze, and you can see without the microseal, not so good.
Wow, what a difference.
Yeah.
Okay. What else are you going to show me?
We've got some samples. One of the really popular carpet fibers out these days is called viscose. And it's basically our nemesis because it's very fragile and very difficult to clean. So if you have one, the best thing you can do is put some microseal on it. So half of the rug has been treated with microseal and the other one hasn't. So you can see how fast that went into the non-treated side, and this is still sitting here. So the nice thing, it will eventually soak in. The nice thing with the microseal, it can give you a fighting chance to get at it. So I just put a paper towel, which is really absorbent, up to the edge and let it draw off. And it's gone.
Welcome to the neighborhood. We hope you have had some insight into West Coast living. If you know of someone or someplace that should be highlighted in our podcast, we'd love to hear from you. Please go to VancouverIslandTime.com and click on our Connect button. See you next week on Vancouver Island Time with Jane Johnston.